Let's tie up an unsinkable caddis pattern. You're going to be surprised by this one.
Welcome to today's video, guys. So, the first thing we're doing is a caddis pupa or a adult extended body. And what we need is a foam cylinder. This is a 2.8 millimeter. And we want to have a scissor. This is a renowned scissor with a curved hook, very well used. But you don't need to have this curved hook, but I would suggest you to get a slim scissor with a very slim blade, because that's going to help you. So we just take the foam cylinder and we're going to cut the edges off like this. It doesn't need to look perfect or, have the perfect sides or whatever. It's just going to have kind of an edge to it, pretty much. So just cut off. So it looks something like this. It doesn't need to be more than that. Then we're just going to add a little bit of fire. So be careful with this. So I'm just gonna do it a little bit like this. And then we're going to use the tool that you need to do these waffle segmentation on it. And we call this the waffle plier in Sweden. Maybe you do it too in the US. So you want to have the foam cylinder inside and you just press it. And then we pull up and we can do it one more time. And this doesn't need to look perfect as well. They will look a little bit different when you do it. This is a perfect extension to have on your caddis or your pupa. It is foam, so it floats really, really well. And it's so durable, it never breaks. And you can find different colors of this, but you can also paint it. So you can use yellow and brown and black and make really, really good colors just for the waters that you're fishing.
Let's get tying this flathead caddis pattern. That is a Scandinavian pattern for lakes, river, creeks, whatever you wanna fish. This is such an amazing fly. And we are using some extended foam here that makes the fly unsinkable. It's such a great pattern, and there are some really important steps that you should follow through. So please watch through the whole process and you will be able to make these kind of flies. So after we have put on the body itself, we add some dubbing, and this is a special dubbing from Fulling Mill. You can find all the materials in the description below if you want them. So when I'm making my flies, I use my brain quite a lot and try to think. So this dubbing is not only animal fibers, it also has some synthetic to it. So it makes the fly really, really translucent and buggy. So that's why we want to have this kind of dubbing. You're going to see it now when we brush it out. So we just gently brush it towards the body here. And you can see all the translucent fibers combined with the natural fibers. It kind of gets this very buggy looking effect, and that's what we want to this fly. So we go a little bit to the back here and we pull slightly, and then we want to add some partridge, and you want to have a feather in this color combination, a little bit brown with speckles on it, because this is going to resemble the wing case on the fly when it's coming out of its shell pretty much. Or if it's laying eggs on the water, it can resemble the wings. So we just tie them in on the side a little bit like this. And we do the same on the other side. Just like that. Tie it in carefully. Perfect. Then we remove the excess. So there will be coming up a lot of different patterns during this winter and spring, so you will have a lot of different options to choose from. We add a little bit of more dubbing, and we're going to brush it out as well in front of the partridge. And I just want to thank all of you really quick here, coming to the channel and enjoying the patterns and everything we do. So we are growing pretty fast, and if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like, let me know where you're from, what you're fishing, and if there's anything else you want to see. If there's some patterns you're missing or something, maybe I have something up in my mind that I could share with you guys. We brush it out once again here towards the back, and now you can see how buggy it's looking. It's such an amazing fly already, but we're going to add some stiffness to it in the front so it floats really, really well. And this is the crucial step that you need to follow through. And some techniques probably that you have never seen before. This is my favorite part, but it's also the hardest part, so take your time. We take some roe deer hair, and it's a little bit hard to work with if you haven't done it before. So, as I said, take your time doing it. We're using the split thread technique. So we split the thread in two with a dubbing needle. We take the line and we just put the deer hair between. Just like this. And to make it easy, you want to keep tension on the tying thread at all times when you spin the bobbin, because if the bobbin loses the energy or you maybe touches it, all the fibers will fly away, just as it did for me, but there was enough fibers left to be able to make the fly. So what I do here is that I tie the tying thread in until the legs touches the fly. Then I just do one lap and I push the fibers backwards. And I do one more lap, push back again, and meanwhile I go forward towards the hook eye. And I push, and then when there is nothing left, I push one more time, and we do a few more laps and we pull, because we want the fibers to stick together really hard. And we are going to whip finish now. And then the crucial steps begins to make the fly super duper realistic and cool. So we make a whip finish and we cut off the thread, and I'm going to spin the fly so you can see the top of it like this. Then we just take the dubbing needle again and we kind of want to split the legs on the top of the fly, and we push them downwards pretty much. And when most of the fibers are on either side, we are going to just use our finger and press a little bit on the top so it gets a little bit flattened. And then I'm going to spin it so you can see underneath the fly. We're doing the same there. We do it on both sides. So this is the underneath, and we press the fibers and try to remove the fibers from the middle. And the excess fibers that you can't remove with the needle, we just cut them off, because we want to have a flat surface. So the small fibers will be removed here. And then what we're going to do is another really cool step. So after that, we just try to push them forward as well. And you can see how it kind of transforms into an insect all of a sudden, because the legs of the fly will pop out. And now the crucial step is that you need a lighter, and you have a dubbing needle and you make the dubbing needle warm with your lighter, and you're going to make it flat underneath. Look what happens with the fly now. All the fibers and the dubbing makes the fly flat, and the legs are pulling upwards. We spin around and we do the same on top. We make the dubbing needle warm, and look what happens on the top. All the legs just poof, and you have a flat surface and a flat top. And now the really cool step here is to make the legs look like an insect. So we do it again. we warm up the needle and look at the legs now, how they transform, and the fly just completely changes appearance. You just pull backwards and all the legs get crooked. So it will look exactly like an insect on the surface. And now we have the legs. And we're going to show you here. So this is the top. And then we just basically pull the fibers forward a little bit with our fingers. And we form them as we want them. And now you have a super effective pattern for grayling and trout and brook trout or whatever you want to fish with. So thank you for watching, guys.